Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this first Saturday in December, which means that Dave Gabbert is in his sinking chair there. You were a little taller when the show started.
I know it.
It's
just,
you're sinking over there in that chair.
You've got friends in low places.
I do that, and I first time I've ever looked down on you.
Yeah, it's
like
just,
this.
And
of course,
shine too much for
Gene Smith is over there.
Sir.
Yeah, I wish you'd worn your hat. Gene Smith is over there with his hat on, our hunter education guru. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. 24 days of Christmas shopping.
He had to bring that up today. Yeah. And your birthday's coming up.
Yes, it is.
And yours is coming up.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up.
Christmas Eve, and of course, Gene, is New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I think you, what, the second or third?
The second one, still trying to be first.
Yeah. You just got beat out.
I did.
And I'm officially in y'all's club now.
You're officially in our club. You'll be.
I got my Medicare card done.
All right.
Well, this
I
guy
got it laminated.
This guy on the other line now doesn't want to talk about Medicare. I can tell you that he's got a lot of years to go. But we're talking waterfowl on Outdoors with Larry Ray. The whole show's
duck,
waterfowl, and I threw in goose there too.
Yeah, duck, goose.
But we're talking mostly duck hunting, and so who better to talk about than a young man who this past weekend
the raining
on the main street in Stuttgart, Arkansas, won the world championship of duck calling contest, and not only that, but he's got to step aside. He's got to wait 5 years to do it again because he's now the champions, and that's Logan Hancock out of Monticello, Arkansas. Good morning, Logan.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. How's everything in Monticello?
Man, it couldn't be better. I'm still in shock from this past weekend.
Well, does the folks know when you walk into Walmart? Do they know Logan Hancock?
As a matter of fact, the first year I won, I did have several strangers stop me in Walmart and
there you go.
Congratulate me.
Yeah.
It is kind of odd.
Well, you're one of my favorite places there. I've been there many times in my earlier life. Working in Arkansas for the Little Rock newspaper.
And one of the days the statute of limitations will run out. You get to go back.
University of Arkansas at Monticello, the Boll Weevils, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
See there?
Alma mater.
See, that's I'm a Boll Weevil man. I'm telling you right there. Yeah. Well, let's talk about it, Logan. I know back to back. Now that's you've won now 3 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you won in 15
and 18.
Now, so what's going on, buddy?
Man, I fortunate, I guess. All the stars aligned for me, and I didn't mess up. I didn't make a mistake, and the competition was pretty tight there.
Real tight.
Had to go into extra innings on it, so it all came out in my favor, and man, I couldn't be happier about it.
Well, you look back at it now. You're the 8th person to win 3 world championships. And this thing's been going on for a long time at Stuttgart. In my days, when I was first going over there, it wasn't the big deal with the Wings Over the Prairie Festival and all these different kind of things. They had some gumbo cook-offs. They always had that. But the main thing was to go on that stage. So now you have done it now. How old are you now?
I am 32 years old.
Did y'all hear that? He's 32 years old.
I got shoes older than that.
And you wore a pair of them today. I can smell them from over here.
You know, run a marathon here in them.
Yeah. So, and if I'm not mistaken, now the way you got to this thing is you just love the competition. And is it true your daddy doesn't blow a duck call?
He doesn't. His joke is he doesn't even know which end to use.
So how did this all work out for you?
We moved to Stuttgart when in the 5th grade, and the company he went to work for had a place where they bring in clients to entertain them duck hunting. And when they had a cancellation, my dad would be able to take me. And when he was out there, he was talking to clients and such. So that's where I started going and listening to the guides and I was just mesmerized with how they could talk a bird into coming from way up out of the sky right in amongst those trees, and got a duck call and started practicing, and this led to that. And about my senior year of high school, I decided I wanted to do this competition duck calling.
Wow. Okay.
Been at it since 2005.
So as young, you're still a veteran here. Well, I mean, we can look at this and think you've been doing this. So 2015, you win it. What happened in 2016?
2016, I was a little bit nervous being the returning champion. It felt like all the eyes were on me. And
yes.
I made a big mistake. And
you remember it, right?
Oh yeah.
It sticks with you. Did that make you? Did that make you a better caller? In other words, to have that thing happen to you after winning the world, you came back in 2017. So talk about the effects of not winning and then coming back and winning.
Well, you always want to win. That's why I'm there. I'm there to win. And so when you come up short and don't do your best, and someone else gets that glory and everybody shaking their hands, it kind of makes you feel a little bit bitter inside. You try to be a good sport and such, but it definitely lights a fire under you to do better and to do your best and practice more and that's what happened. Practice and preparation and
practice. I mean, you're going down the street, you're blowing a duck call. You're driving around town, you're blowing a duck call.
That's right.
This is not something. Yeah, you. This is not something you just pull out in August, and
no.
and say, I think I better practice right now. This is, as Buck has told us many times. I don't know if you knew, but he lost 12 years in a row before he ever won, and then he wins back to back. So what's your routine to get ready? What's going through Logan Hancock's mind when it's time for that clock to start and you have that, 90 seconds? Talk about how you block everything out, because you're on Main Street, you got people listening to you, you got those judges hidden behind the curtain there. So talk about how you prepare yourself when you're on stage.
Well, my routine or my warm-up is very meticulous. That's how I started off. You want to warm up? Yes. And I do 4 quacks and then a hail call or 2, and I breathe. I make sure, you only walk about 20 feet up there to the front of the stage, but when you're as out of shape as I am, you need every little bit of breath.
Yeah.
So I make sure my wind is right and make sure the call's sounding good, and when I think I'm ready to ride the bull, I just nod my head and let it go. I hope I don't mess up, but my theory is I'm there to win, and so I'm going to lay it all out on the line and be right there on the verge of messing up, and that's kind of my secret is don't hold anything back. And
well, you got a thing in there. This was pretty tight this last Saturday. I mean, technically overtime. So, had you ever been in that situation before?
Not in a Worlds. The other 2 Worlds, I was fortunate enough not to be in a tiebreaker, and actually this was my first tiebreaker in Worlds, and this is actually in my 15 years of doing this. The first time I'd ever won a call-off.
Really?
Normally I choke, and the other guy ends up winning.
It's tough.
Yeah. So you had to be ready then, right? That was going through your mind. I don't want to choke.
That's right.
You want to do it, and I know that. Talk about your relationship to Rich and Tone.
So, when I started calling, the Rich Tone shops there in Stuttgart where I grew up, and so it was just made perfect sense to go out there and get a little help from them. And went out and bought their MVP call, which is their contest call. And Butch Richenbeck started helping me out on Saturdays, or they used to do a thing on Wednesday nights, and I'd come up from Monticello and participate in that. And then it grew on to a better friendship with Butch and I. And if I was coming to town to see my parents, I'd call him, and he'd let me come by his house and practice there.
Great man, Butch was. Yeah, I mean, he's touched a lot of duck callers' lives during his lifetime and everything. We got a couple of minutes here. I got to ask you. Now you've got to wait 5 years. That's a long time between blowing that duck call. So what's it going to be like for the champion of champions 5 years from now? You're going to be 37 years old. You're going to be an old timer.
Old quack.
So talk about that, old quack.
Well, the Champions of Champions does happen every 5 years, but it's on a rotation, so this next one's going to come up in 2020.
Ah, okay. So it's not
only a couple of years.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. Well, only a couple of years. It may feel like 20 to you by the time you get there, but
exactly. But next year, I'm obviously going to have to sit out, and they've already told me that I'll be a judge next year. So
there you go. Okay.
I'll still be there hearing what everybody else is doing, and I'm probably not going to compete at all next year. I'm just going to enjoy myself, and then in 2020 I'll start practicing and preparing, and the Champions of Champions, that's a whole nother league.
That's a whole nother league, buddy. Yeah. There's some good callers up there for that.
Absolutely.
When you get to it. Well, we're really fortunate. Right after you, we're going to talk to one of the judges from last Saturday night, our good friend Bill Cooksey, who is one of the co-hosts of this show once a month, was one of those judges behind the curtain. I'm looking forward to talking to Bill about that. But again, congratulations, Logan. Thank you for taking time to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray this Saturday morning, and a great job. Stay after it. You're just a whippersnapper. It's good to have young people on the show every once in a while,
Amen.
right?
Yeah. Amen.
All right. Well, good to have a bowl weevil on here, too, with us, too. All right.
There you go.
All right. Thanks you, Logan.
Guys.
Take care, buddy. We'll talk to you again. All right?
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's take a break. Come back.
Boll weevil.
Bill Cooksey's on. He can't wait to talk. And then we might be able to get McAdams on with us on this segment, too, and close it out. But fun time. 32 years old, 3 world championships.
Yep.
His daddy doesn't
Rumor
know.
has it next in 2020 he's going on a special wild long grain rice diet.
Oh, Dave. All right, we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.